Come in, come in. Okay, so it is good morning. Happy Thursday. How are you doing? It's Kirsten Liebelt. Jump on in. We are going to have a really good time today, let me tell you. All right, so I woke up this morning to a testimony that I want to share, and then I want to go directly into, I was talking with my husband last night, and we were talking about y'all, meaning you. I'm not even Southern. I'm from Minnesota. No idea where the y'all comes from. Maybe I just long to be a Southerner. I have a feeling. I do. Okay. And we were talking about just content in general, and I was really like just sharing with him. Good morning, Terry. I was sharing with him about you guys and about things that, we talk about, etc. And I was saying, like, he was asking me questions because I was like, I want to bring value that is a little more specific for what people are needing in this season. And he's like, okay. And so he starts asking me questions, and I'm, just kind of mulling it over. And then I woke up this morning and I received this testimony that I'm going to read to you because it's really, 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 really important. Okay. So just hold on to your hats for a second. And because I'm going to read it to you. And I woke up and I thought, well, I'm just going to ask you guys, like, novel concept. I'm going to ask you guys, what is it that you need more content on to help you? And I have some ideas, and I'm going to go through that. I've got like a little bullet point conversation, and then you guys can give me feedback. Okay. So, hey, Penny, you're in Tennessee and you do say y'all. See, maybe it's Tennessee that I'm longing for. I don't know. Good morning, buddy Magda. Good to see you. Happy Thursday. Good morning, Patty. Good to see you. Oh, everybody's in the house. I'm so glad. Like, if you're a regular around here, try to stick around because I really want your feedback. Or you know what, if you have to pop off, that's okay. Come back and like on the replay, and please give me your answers in the replay. Would you do that for me today? So if you don't know who I am at all, because I have a lot of strangers that find me on TikTok, my name is Kirsten Liebelt, and I turned back around my own insulin resistance starting in my upper 40s and then into my 50s. I kind of entered my 50s like a total wreck, just blah. And hormones upside down, and everything was a wreck. I was a 2X size. I'm Italian, and so there's a lot of obesity and type 2 in my family. So my entire life has been impacted by this conversation. And I'm going to tell you this because then I'm going to read you the testimony, and you'll understand maybe the connection between why it matters so much to me to come on and talk about insulin resistance. I just assumed that it was genetic. So much so that when my dad needed a kidney, and again, he died at 63, when he needed a kidney and I was a match and I'm in my 20s, the University of Minnesota said, yeah, no, you can't give him a kidney because type 2 diabetes is genetic. Like, what are you thinking, right? And so I was a no. Well, so I kind of lived with that attitude and that thought process, that incorrect, awful, terrible, horrible thought process that insulin resistance was just genetic. So, okay, Sarah, baby, doesn't matter really what you do. I mean, I know that was a super naive, irresponsible way to think in my head. Like, it was giving me permission, right? I took it as permission to not do anything. I'm just being honest. And I did that all the way, even though I was gestational with my first baby. Come on. Hypoglycemic with my second baby in my early 20s. I'm 30 and my dad dies, and I still do nothing until my upper 40s. So you can kind of see how I took that permission and I ran with it. Okay. So this is me just being like, maybe I should have paid attention. Okay. So I hit my upper 40s. I finally decided that I'm going to do something because my mother will not leave me alone about my sugars. My Swedish mother, who herself ended up with type 2 diabetes in her 70s, I think. And anyway, dementia. Okay, type 3 diabetes, insulin resistance of the brain. Okay, so I'm the only one in my family now that has completely avoided type 2. So this is why I get super passionate, and this is why this testimony means so much to me. So I want to thank you for sending this in to me. I used her testimony a tiny bit yesterday, and then she shared out the video and she wrote a caption. It's on my Facebook personal page if you want to just read it for yourself. But it's on she wrote a caption of her story. And because she put it out into the public, I'm going to assume that I can share it because she was happy that I shared her original testimony. But this is why, because this is not a type, being insulin resistant, having belly fat and being frustrated and not being able to zip up your jeans and wondering why you can't lose weight. And, maybe you just were told that you were pre-type 2 and, they're offering you that script called MET that might give you a little bit of digestive issues or whatever. All of those things, high BP, all of this stuff. I am 100% convinced it's reversible. Am I a doctor? Nope. Do I have a degree? Nope. Not in that. Do I have, have I taken training? No. But I do listen to a host of doctors, like a Dr. Ken Berry, a Dr. Kiltz, etc., that constantly say, listen, this is reversible. Okay. Now, I've just had too many testimonies, so now you can't push my buttons on it. It's okay. I mean, it fires me up, but this is not a terminal diagnosis. And I have said this for a very long time. So here is what she's talking about now. She's referencing me because over the last year, she's paid attention to my content. And so she's talking about me, but I want you to hear this through the ears of, she heard something that triggered her to wake up and go, I can actually be my own advocate. I want you to hear it through that lens, okay? This is not about me. This is about her choosing to be positioned in a moment of time to hear an alternative thought process to the matrix and go, OMG. It's not a terminal diagnosis. I can do something about it. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Are we clear on that? Okay. I'm going to read it. I can't see comments for a little bit while I'm doing this. Welcome in TikTok. Come on in from the balcony. I would love to have you join us. Okay. So she's sharing my video from yesterday. If you want to see the replay, it's on my Instagram page and it's on my Facebook business page, my YouTube, and my Facebook personal page. And I'm in a cream sweater. Okay. Good morning, friends and family. I wanted to share this testimony with you as it is my personal testimony that Kirsten Liebelt is sharing on this site. She has been such a blessing to me over the last year to open my eyes of understanding. See, she was ready for this, to teach me to just rethink this diabetes narrative, to unlearn the habits of my past, and to possibly begin a path of reversing. Now, she's saying that, right? I don't make claims. I just have tools. Reversing the diabetes in my life. And after 30 years, you listening? After 30 years of being on the confused struggle bus with my health and the misinformation that I have received about my health and my diagnosis, I am proud to say that I am almost off all insulins. Definitely off of MET, off of 10 meds that I was on 1 year ago. And I am 50 pounds less. Correlation, right? All because I am now rejecting the narrative that I was given over the last 30 years of just take a pill. Just follow the food pyramid. You'll be fine. Take your insulin and exercise a bit. I can tell you, my friends, that is a death sentence. And that will encourage other diseases to get on board with that program. Dementia, insane levels of pain and inflammation, fatty liver disease, high blood pressure, and many more. But the conversations in the last 30 years have never been, you can do this, you can reverse your diabetes, you can get off of scripts. No suggestions. Only no. Suggestions were of just have gastric bypass. Just follow the food pyramid. Just continue to take your daily shots of insulin, 2 different types. Long-term acting, short-term acting. You can't go off of MET. You must be on MET for the rest of your life. You must be on an STATIN script to keep your cholesterol low, or you will have a heart attack. All false. This is her saying this right now. This is her testimony. I'm reading somebody else's stuff, even though I agree. Just saying. All false and misguided narratives, all because they are following the traditional medical school teachings of diagnosing a condition. Give them a prescription. Never in the conversation was it stop eating sugar of all types. Learn the over 70 names of sugars that are hidden in the products that you are eating, that you buy at the grocery store. My gut was telling me, see, she was ready. Okay, she was ready when she happened upon, when God connected her with my content. Because I believe that anybody that lands on my content, I pray for you guys, right? Because I am so excited that God would actually, he's the one that gives us the ability to do anything, right? So her gut was telling her that something was not right. Her gut was saying, it's what you put in your mouth. It's how you take care of yourself, healing. It's not all based on pharmaceuticals only. All that does is prolong and continue your illness. Something inside of me rose up and I became strong for the first time in my adult life. I was medically just doing the same thing over and over again. And I was expecting a different result. Friends, that is the definition of insanity. And I wanted to stop. So I did. I've heard it said that when we know better, we do better. Gosh, you guys, is this just not incredible? So I'm still on my journey. I will always be on this journey to do better, to be better, to listen, to be humble, to be willing to change, to have the courage to change, and encourage all of you to do the same. Be in charge of your own life. Don't give your power over to physicians or specialists when you don't see change in your body. So she's not saying carte blanche, like she's not saying a blanket statement. She's saying, if you're not seeing changes in your body, maybe there's a different way, a different narrative, a different answer. Pray and ask God to show you, and he will. He did it for me. He will do it for you. But often we have not because we have not asked. We have not because we have not asked. There we go. So I encourage all of you to go on a different road, listen to a different doctor, be willing to educate yourself in a different way. God will show you and put you in line with the right people. That is his plan. Thank you, Kirsten Liebelt. I had no idea you were going to share my testimony. I'm so glad that I did, but I'm thankful and grateful that you did. So see how she wants to encourage and help you guys. Man, that makes my heart so happy. Because she knows it'll be a blessing to others. I'll be forever grateful that God led me to you and your teachings and insights, blah, blah, blah. So you guys, I had to, like this morning, I thought, okay, so for anybody else, let's see here. Oh, you guys, you guys are awesome. Phyllis is here, Terry's here. You guys are all great. I know, love that story. This is amazing, and the thing is that the main part about my message with people, when I went through my own journey of this, it was a for real moment when, my dad had died, and it was like he had been dead not even 24 hours. And it dawned on me, or at least it put a question in my mind, so if 21st century medicine, because it's in the 90s, or 20th century medicine, my cat is sneezing her head off. She's really funny. If anybody knows how to fix a sneezing cat, that'd be great. If 20th century medicine is so amazing, I don't get it. Like, why is he dead? And I know I was being super naive, but he had a lazy Susan full of meds. And it never really dawned on me in that moment, being 30 years old, that actually all of those meds were never meant to heal, right? Or turn back, reverse, but also too, that they were all in conflict with each other. So it's why he felt like trash and had no quality of life. It's why everything kept going downhill and he couldn't recover from it. It's like he was on a skateboard And he got at the top of the hill and he just started going in his early 50s and until he crashed at the bottom of the hill at 63. I mean, that's kind of what that was like for him. And in the meantime, he just didn't have that quality. So as I've created content, and it's been a progression for me too, because insulin resistance, number one, I really do feel like we're getting very, very poor information from the matrix. Really bad, like harmful. Why are we being given harmful information? I don't understand. And when I first started talking about it, I thought this can't be true. It can't be true. This can't be true. Well, it is true. And I talk about it all the time and whatever. I don't have to go down that road right now, but I just want you to know that me being able to find a very simplistic way to explain this to you. I did two things. I teach two things. I used targeted supplementation and I learned my ingredient trade outs. And now I teach those exact same two things with you guys. Like the trio has so many testimonies. Those are the 3 supplements that help with insulin sensitivity. They have so many testimonies. I'm sure most all of you never, when you open up my testimonial button on my site, I'm pretty sure most all of you do not sit and read all of those testimonies. Because you're like, oi, it's a lot, right? And that's 2024. And probably not even all of them. I don't know how to capture them all. I don't know how to, I just don't. But look at what she did now. Let's just look at that for a second. And then my question to you, and I'm going to want you to put it in the comments below as we kind of go through this. I want to know what kind of content you want more of, okay? Because if I can help you to take these steps better and to get results like she's getting, are you freaking kidding me? So in 1 year, she didn't expect it in a weekend or in a month. We're past that, you guys. That was when we were in our 20s, losing weight fast and a quick fix. And in my 30s, I was taking Metabolife from Walmart, like it got banned. Like that quick thinking, Cape Cod, amazing, Liz. Oh, sorry, I don't mean to digress. How wonderful. Fantastic. But if we can take, steps like this, where we can make progression, I want to know what is your hitch? What's holding you up? And I'll go through some examples that they might be for you. Okay. But she, in 1 year, so she sees me, and I'm sure there are other people that are other players in her life. She just happens to be talking about me in this moment, right? Just this content, this conversation that we have 5 days a week. And we've been doing it for a year, Monday through Friday, unless I'm traveling or it's a holiday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. This is what we're doing every day. And she's lost 50 pounds. She's off of how many meds? How many meds did she say? 10? Off 10 meds in a year. Down 50 pounds. All because I am now rejecting the narrative that I was given over the last 30 years. Okay, so this is what you have to ask yourself. You have to enter this space with that question. If for 30 years I've been given good advice, why do I weigh more? Why am I on more scripts? Why do I feel worse? Why do I have more calendar appointments with doctors? Why do I keep gaining that belly fat? What is up with the belly fat? Why can't I make that go away no matter what I do? Those are the questions you can ask yourself. All right, so let's get into good morning, Lisa. Good to see you. Very good to see you. Okay, I am going to now give you just a few bullet points. You tell me which ones of these resonate with you so that I can come back and give you content that's more like niched down, so to speak, or just specific for this moment, like this season that you guys, here we are, we're going into spring, we're going into summer. What do you need? What do you need? Okay. Now, number one, is it put a like an emoji, a strong emoji, like an Armstrong emoji in the comments if you want more information because you struggle to get enough protein in your day. Okay, is that something that is struggling for you? Are you confused about how much protein you actually need for fat loss and muscle retention? Put an arm emoji, okay? Put your favorite food emoji if you need ingredient trade outs. Okay. What foods do you wish you had better swaps for? Bread, pasta, sweeteners, or something else? Would you love a deep dive on hidden ingredients that mess with insulin resistance, that kind of stuff? Number 3, scientific understanding of insulin resistance. So put like a little magnifying glass in your emojis, a little magnify if you want scientific understanding, more of that on insulin resistance, like more science-based explanations and practical everyday tips, that kind of a thing. You know, what is still confusing in your brain when it comes to insulin resistance, weight loss, and reversing metabolic dysfunction, okay? And again, remember, I'm not a doctor. I don't have a degree in this. This is just something I've studied. It's kind of like that whole 10,000 hour rule thing, right? And I just have really good third-party resources, really, really good people, right? Do you want, put a little wheat emoji if you want grain-free and sugar-free eating. Like, it is difficult to know what's truly grain-free or sugar-free. Do you feel like avoiding grains and sugar is overwhelming and restrictive? Would I say meal plans, but to be really honest, I'm not doing meal plans, so I'm not going to put that down. I can help you learn how to create a meal plan for yourself. I could do that, but I am not like you guys. I'm super boring. I'm super lame. So hold on. I want to see what we've got going here. TikTok's just chatting away here. So yes, more protein. Melissa, good morning. Wheat. Yep. So sugar-free, grain-free. Yep. Okay. I'm hearing ya. All right. Hold on. Do you want, this is number 5 actually, and I'll go through them again. Put a little pill if you want more understanding about supplements to reverse insulin resistance. And of course I use that term loosely because I can't make claims, right? But what's your biggest question about supplements? Like which ones help, which ones are a waste? A breakdown of key supplements, would that help you? Like blood sugar support, gut health, liver detox, would that be helpful? That's number 5. Number 6 is put a brain in the emoji, a brain, if it's common struggles and mindset. Like, do you find consistency to be the hardest part? Are you feeling stuck because of emotional eating or self-sabotage? Would content on navigating social situations or cravings be helpful? Okay, so those are the 6. Let me repeat them, and then you can drop them in the comments. And maybe you have more than one. I'm sure some of you do. Put the strong arm if you need more information on protein. Confused about protein, how you actually need it for fat loss, muscle retention, and how much to eat. Number 2, put your favorite food emoji if you need more ingredient trade outs, like swaps, like don't eat this type of a thing. Deep dive on, that kind of stuff. Number 3, like a little magnifying glass if you need more scientific understanding on insulin resistance. How your body's working internally and why you're feeling like, why I say to you, if you will change the lens that you are viewing your weight loss through, changing it to insulin resistance, I can actually explain to you scientifically why that is. Number 4, put a wheat if you want grain-free and sugar-free eating help. Like, do you feel like avoiding grains and sugar is so overwhelming and so restrictive? Number 5, put a pill if you want more supplement understanding, like what should you use to target? What should you use to, what's a waste? What do you not need to focus on right now if you're really trying to just work on your insulin resistance, that kind of stuff, breakdown of how they help you, and, change the way your body functions. And the last one is put a brain if it is common struggles and mindset. Do you find consistency to be the hardest part? Like, would content on navigating social situations or mindset be the most helpful for you? So those are the 6. Do we got them all? Do we have them all? So hold on. It's the same route for supplements and the food plan for hypothyroidism. Yes. Do you know anyone that is on your food plan and supplements that has thyroid issues? Not by name, but yes, I do. I mean, people do ask me stuff like that all the time. And it is a delicate balance, Lisa, isn't it? I mean, especially your case has just been, it seems like it just doesn't want to like balance itself completely. And I really do think that a great way to look up stuff like that, here's a tip for anybody, to Chat GPT. Do you guys have Chat GPT? There are other things out there. I just only know one right now because everybody's going to create an AI. But instead of giving you just an article and then an article and then an article, which can be so frustrating because then you're reading whatever based on potentially a skewed study or somebody's opinion or whatever, you're getting a collective understanding. Okay. All of the above. You got that right. Yes, I know, Lisa. But go to ChatGPT, not Google, and ask ChatGPT, say, there seems to be a lot of confusion. Like literally talk to it like it's a person and say, there seems to be a lot of confusion around hypothyroidism. It has this fallout in my body, and list all of your symptoms and say, ask it questions like, give me an understanding of a ninth grader as to what's happening in my body and why I can't seem to move forward. And then give me tips as to how I can view this or how I can ask those questions, because you're going to be able to get information. Like, I want everything to be super simple for people, because if you have things that are super simple, you will move forward, and sometimes things are just like, it feels overwhelming and I don't want that to happen. So, okay, you guys are adorable. Now I'm looking at your answers here. So we have protein, we have a brain, a pill, a brain. You need them all, Liz says. Okay, that sounds good. Patty, what was that one? What was the, hold on, I'm gonna put that up there so I can see. Oh, wheat. Okay, so she's got wheat. So she wants to know about being grain-free, sugar-free, supplementation, mindset. Okay, so she's 3 of the 6. This is adorable. Terry is saying that she wants more information on protein and how to get in enough protein every day. You guys are great. You're welcome, Lisa. I would love to know what you find out. I would literally, so we've got protein, brain, and wheat and grain. Okay, those 3 are coming in strong, you guys. This is very good information. This information is like gold. This is great, because then I can help you. Melissa, supplements. Okay, so we've got a couple of supplements, a couple of grains, and a couple of brains. It's kind of a little bit of everything. Mindset. I know. Okay. All right. Does anybody have any specific question about any of these? Like, if I created some of you have even texted me or messaged me and you have said, hey, this might be a really good idea for content. Like, I've been wondering this, or I've been researching this, and then I will, bring that to the table for you guys. Do you have anything like that you would like to say, gosh, I really wish I can't seem to find anybody that's doing content on, or whatever, that would really kind of help you specifically. So Patty, why do I get tired and sluggish after I eat? What can I work on? What can I do to feel better? Oh, that's a good one. Yep. Because, and that's a great one, because the truth is that I feel like what I ended up doing was, because I didn't know I was insulin resistant. This is in my upper 40s. And all I knew was that all of a sudden my brain fog was off the charts. I didn't know it had anything to do with insulin resistance. So God gave me some answers. That's where I talk about adaptogenic herbs and stuff. But I would be so happy to answer that, because that's a good one. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. So anyway, so I wanted to, if you just jumped on and you didn't get to hear the testimony that I read of one of my followers, customer, she had shared one of my videos from yesterday, and her testimony is that in the last year, she has worked, this is her doing it. She was just thanking me in my content that encourages her, and she has lost 50 pounds and she's off of 10 meds. So if you need to hear that testimony, wait until I'm done, go back and watch that on the replay. Because I know that this will encourage, like, you guys, it was just in January that I got a text from a customer that said, I've been taking the Trio since July and they just put not diabetic in my chart. How happy am I when I hear these things, Let's keep this simple. It's hard to undo. It's hard to undo the thought process that this is all going to be very mountainous and very hard. What if it's not? What if it's not as hard as you thought it was going to be? What if this is more streamlined than you thought it was going to be? The actual steps that I've laid out are really not hard. They really aren't. And you can always message me. Message Trio if you want to know about the Trio. And I will send you that it's a little 1-minute video. I can explain it better because it's me, but it's condensed. I can explain the Trio to you in about 1.5 minutes. Okay. And, but you'll also see on what I send you, telling you, like, do you need like some simple steps? Here are the simple steps that I promote for you guys, right? But every time that we can get it into our brains, the opposite of what we've been told all this time, the only reason we think it's really hard is because every single thing in her testimony, everything that she's been told for freaking 30 years, 3 decades, none of it helped. Now, it might have managed it a little bit, but it wasn't turning back. It wasn't healing. It wasn't fixing. It wasn't fill in the blank. And so for 30 years, you're progressively getting worse. So you just think that the answer is going to be hard. You think the answer is going to be mountainous and overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be that way. The only thing that has potential, in my opinion, to be super challenging is right here. It's right here, because there's no way that I can know the conversations in your brain that are coming from your childhood. I can't know those for you. So I don't know what you're fighting against. I don't know why potentially you are self-sabotaging. There are things you're going to have to assess for yourself. But I can give you tools and resources as to how to figure those things out. Like we did a mindset live the other day. We did did that. Susan, I will send that to you. So I hope that helps. I'm really excited about your answers. I will definitely go back and I'm going to take note of all of these because I actually do want to be able to, come and bring you guys content that can help with that. I'm actually going to write these down just a second. A lot of mindset and supplementation. And interesting, not one person wanted more scientific understanding. Isn't that interesting? That's cool. I mean, it's good to know, right? Because it's almost like what you're saying is, I don't necessarily care, or that's not the point. The point is I want to know how to fix it. So I hear you. I love that. You have both sides of your thyroid is enlarged and has calcification. Do you think that would help? Well, it's a good question, Susan. I think everybody is in a different place. Thyroid and insulin resistance is connected, but you might also want to look into, and so if you know you're insulin resistant, if you know you have high sugars, the answer is yes. Will that completely help thyroid issues? Like that, it's a journey, right? We're just talking about that over here too. It's the same thing. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. You're so welcome. I was just actually in a group this morning and they were talking about using castor oil on the thyroid and then wrapping it. Now, I personally don't know a lot about that. It's something I actually want to look into to help people. So I'm just telling you that might be something for you to consider. But again, you're insulin resistant, you've got high sugars, you have belly fat. That's the beginning of like going into your engine, lifting up the hood of your car and getting into your cellular conversation and into your organs that are kind of like slow and sludgy, like your liver, and getting them like, boom, boom, come on, like function higher. And that is the beginning of, like, when she talks about in the last year, losing 50 pounds off of 10 meds, this is correlated, and thyroid is a correlation. It's absolutely a correlation, but yeah, you heard that too. Yeah, so I don't know. Isn't that interesting though? So, there are more like DIY things that you can be doing. I would actually like to find out about, like, for you guys, castor oil, like on your liver and wrapping on your liver. Because remember what I say all the time, like, love your liver, because it is your fat metabolizing organ. It is trying to detox. If your liver is tired and toxic, that's why I get excited, because I know that if I talk to you about the trio, one of these three is for your liver. Makes me very happy, because I know the testimonies that I have. You've got to get your liver functioning again. It's what is helping you to regulate your blood glucose. It helps you to regulate your hormones. Insulin is a hormone. It literally does everything for you. It metabolizes fat. Like, if you're trying to lose fat, you can't have a sludgy, swampy liver. Your liver can't be swampy. So this is why I say we go from the inside out. Okay. So, and you know what, for anybody that's like, well, I'm not positive, or whatever, 6-month guarantee on all the products. So don't worry about that piece of it. That piece of it is already taken care of for you. Nobody, I defy you to find a company that is so stout on their belief of the creation of the product that they would give you a 6-month guarantee. And this has been forever. Who does that? Somebody can tell me that. Email me or text me. Or 180 days. So I kind of chuckle a little bit inside when somebody's like, we have a 30-day money back guarantee. 30 days, you can't even know if anything's working. Like, I need people to understand, like, this is a little bit of a journey. Like, she didn't get not diabetic put in her chart because she tried the trio and fixed a few ingredients for 30 days. She did it since July. And then in January, that's what was put in her chart. I'm just saying. So you have to have a little bit of a longer. So thank the Lord that there's a 6-month guarantee to try something and be consistent and be consistent and be consistent and don't give up. Give your body a chance. Stop requiring your body to fix itself fast. That testimony from this morning, 30 years. She had bad information and advice. Do you think that is done, like, fixed quickly? It's not. I wish it was. I wish I could come on and say, magic, I have a magic potion. You've been waiting for this magic potion. But that's not how it works. You have to give your body a chance to heal. But it will, because it was made to heal. It was created to heal. Like, that's what God did. Like, he's like, we think we have supercomputers. No. Our bodies are the supercomputer. So anyway, all right. That is what we are going to do today. Barbara O'Neill, she talks a lot about castor oil benefits. There you go, Magda. Yep. I really feel like there are things, and even the one thing that I remember my dad doing that was probably very beneficial for him was he put his feet in Epsom salt bowls, soaking his feet. Now, he was doing it because he needed to draw out toxins. He was on so many meds, so much toxin, but he also had a lot of sores on his legs, because that's what happens. That's the progression of type 2 diabetes when it's just continuing to go down. And that's what his was doing. And so he would do that. That was probably the first time I ever saw anybody do kind of a home remedy, so to speak. And that's probably a good thing for everybody. Like, take an Epsom salt bath, detox your body, that kind of stuff. So maybe we need to learn a few pieces like that, right? But anyway, all right. You guys have such a blessed day. If you need anything, let me know. You can always message me, get into my inbox and just say trio, and I'll send you a 1-minute video. It's about 1.5 minutes. If I sent that to you, would you watch it? And it's just sharing about the trio and giving you an opportunity to see the testimonies. And there you go. Have such a good day. I will see you tomorrow, and tomorrow is Friday. So I hope you guys have exciting things happening for the weekend. I hope you guys have something like fun planned. I have I should have said this at the beginning. That's okay. Locally, we're doing a self-care serenity spa event. So if you live in Minnesota, I'm down by the cities, and I'm actually booking in appointments for people, and it's a complimentary spa and serenity, and it's basically to showcase the skincare that I use. Same company that I get all my supplements from, but it's a skincare thing. And if you wanted a little makeup, you could get makeup done too. But it's going to be literally like hand paraffin and all the good stuff, you guys. So if you live locally by me, gosh, I love it when you guys, book in and I get to meet you guys in person, like eye to eye. It is fun. You do not have a problem with your liver. You have a problem with your kidneys. Every time I increase my protein, my kidney levels go up. I stop eating so much protein. Oh, this is interesting, Lucinda. And then your sugars go up when you stop eating protein. That is a good one, Lucinda. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? That is something for me to look into for sure, because my dad was on dialysis. But, my mom had renal cancer a long, 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 long time ago. I mean, I just want you to know, I really resonate with this. So she had one kidney removed, and she kept her protein levels very good. But in the meantime, she became a carboholic because they told her to stop eating protein. So her type 2 that showed up in her 70s from being a carboholic led her to dementia. So it's incredibly important to maybe do some research. Go look at Dr. Ken Berry on YouTube, Berry, and type into YouTube, Dr. Ken Berry kidney protein, and start to research for yourself. Let's just start there. Okay, let's do that. If you can do that, because I feel like you'll start a good process of getting proper information. It's like saying sometimes we are told to have our cholesterol numbers under a certain level. So therefore you have to be put on an STATIN, but were those levels the proper levels? Or were we being given levels that didn't need to be that low and actually have been damaging us? So it's the same thing with the protein conversation, because which is worse, right? That's what you're saying, Lucinda, chicken or the egg, right? Like too much protein, my protein levels go up, but then I'm not eating protein. So my sugars go up and right? So that's a good one. Anyway, all right. Follow along, hit the follow button, share out the information. If you feel like this is beneficial for anybody today, I would just love to be able to expand the network of people that can hear the story so we can get more stories like Sue's that gave me that beautiful testimony. She put that on her wall. That was amazing. And then, always tell me if you're on the replay, and subscribe if you're on YouTube, and do all the things. I would love that. So I'll see you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Central Time.